Rich maritime life is just one of the many things that makes the Philippines a picture-perfect destination for tourists. From Palawan to Boracay, tourists can dive into some of the most enthralling underwater scenery. To tell us how the diving industry is gearing up for the reopening of tourism is Conny Jeppson from the Professional Association of Diving Instructors, or PADI. He joins us from Negros Oriental, and he is just basically meters away from a beautiful dive site. Conny, thank you so much for joining us. Tell us, is the diving industry ready for the arrival of foreign tourists?
You know what? It's been ready since it's closed, Rico. It's definitely ready, and I know that everyone is very excited for tomorrow. I have friends, I have colleagues, I have dive centers and resorts getting bookings already, and they're more than ready. I'm very excited for what's to come. It's definitely the end of the tunnel. That's what we see, and hopefully it's light and bright as we move forward.
All right, you were prepared since yesterday, but what major changes have been put in place, Conny, for divers to be safe and healthy during their dives?
You know what? I think when COVID hit and regulations came out, recommendations of what we have to do to keep safe and make sure that COVID didn't spread, dive centers, resorts around Philippines, they implemented everything immediately. Today, it's second nature. What's going to happen tomorrow when tourists hopefully start coming back is not really different from anything that they have done the last 2 years. The big difference would be, of course, to make sure that staff that perhaps have been in hibernation or not working at the resorts, they need to come back, they need to be trained, not so much in the safety, but just in the customer-facing part of the businesses.
So have you already been seeing bookings from Feb 10 onwards, Conny? And which spots are these?
You know, it's all over. Philippines have something that few other places have. You'll go up to the northern part of Visayas, go to Malapascua, and I just saw the shark there on the TV. Like, you get sharks, and it's almost a guarantee. Down where I am, you see the smallest little critters that you kind of have to travel around the world to be able to see. Or you dive with World War II wrecks, and it's all just 3 hours away. It's a small flight, or you go in the car. So it's all across the whole country where we see business actually start to return, and we're seeing inquiries and bookings. Of course, a few people are cautious of the reopening, so it's a little bit later in the year, but definitely a lot of feedback has arrived already saying that they are ready to come back.
And the Philippines, Conny, is reportedly the #1 destination for divers who want to be certified. What would you attribute this to?
It kind of comes back to what I said with the diversity that we have. The Filipino people is also very welcoming. It's very easy to be a foreigner here. So it's very easy to coming in as a tourist and go around. But I think especially the thing that you can move from A to B without too much of a hassle. The dive centers, the dive resorts would help you out with this. And you just get to see so much diversity in the marine life that you can't really compare it to many other places in the world.
You said it, the magnificence of the range of biodiversity in our dive sites across the 7,108 islands. But how can organizations like yourself, the government and diving communities, Conny, work together to preserve that rich marine life?
Yes, I think coming from PADI as the organization, we work against this every day. We have it in our training material. We have it in our communications when we go out. The underwater world is very, very important. It's what we live and what we breathe. And if you ever go out and you talk to a dive instructor or a dive master or someone that just did their first dive in the ocean, the whole mentality changes. They start thinking more about what is under the water, how beautiful it is, and people want to protect it. So we often have a saying in the dive industry, if everyone would just come in and do one dive, the world would be a much better place, because it's no longer some place where you throw trash in and which you pollute. You actually want to save and protect it. Department of Tourism, the government, we're all working together in the same direction. DOT especially is doing a great job in terms of educating, doing programs, and just being very aware with its partners.
So, Conny, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck with the reopening of Philippine borders to foreign tourists and, of course, visiting our beautiful dive sites across the archipelago. Conny Jeppson from PADI.